A mindless yes kills business. And the reason for that is if you just say yes to everything, then it's only the order in which they come in that makes a business opportunity worth doing or not. If you say yes to a bad business decision twice and then you're full up in your business, you have no opportunity to say yes to the good things. What saying yes does is it overcommits you. It means that if you never say no and you only ever say yes, eventually you will be beyond your limits. It means that you're either going to have to do a bad job or you're going to have to let people down. And that dilutes the work and the business that you're doing. It's risky because you're not planning and because you're not being strategic about it. You could get yourself into some really bad situations with some people who are not the right kinds of people you should be working for. Because you'll be working so hard, because you're saying yes to everything, you will be burning out. You will be working too hard. You'll be working 12-hour days, 18-hour days. And because you're doing all of that, the good opportunities that come, they will be missed. This is your capacity. Your capacity is a single square of time. And it's defined and should be defined by you. Do you want to work 6 hours a day? Do you want to work 8 hours a day? Do you want to work 12 hours a day? Do you want to work part-time? Do you want to work full-time? Whatever it is, that's your capacity. It's how much work you can do that is good quality work. This is something I like to call sales bingo. What a lot of people think about sales is they get very disheartened because they get told no quite a lot. And the way I say it to them is if you've got a large block of contacts or potential opportunities or numbers to call or inquiries to get back to, if you put them on a grid, it would look something like this. All of the white squares here are no's. So if I ring 5 no's and they all say no to me, then that's a failure, isn't it? But if I start in the top left-hand corner and work towards the right, I never got to the 4 red squares that allow me to have work. They are yeses. Are they good yeses or bad yeses? But by just thinking about sales as I will do a few calls and I will get a yes, and if I don't get a yes in the first few calls, I'm going to quit. That's not really how it works. If you've got 100 and I shuffle the deck of all those sales, it could be anywhere from 1 to 100. It could be the last one you ring. It could be the first one you ring. You don't know until you get there. So, even if we go through all of the 100, even if we ring them all and we get the 95% no's and the 4 yeses, if we can't work out whether those yeses are good for us, then we are still overcommitting ourselves, diluting, being risky, and missing good opportunities. So how do we turn it to this? How do we turn it to the blue ones are the bad ones and the pink ones are the good ones? And what we need to do here is we need to say no to the blue ones and say yes to the pink ones, because the pink ones are going to make us lots of money. They're going to be really good to work with. They're going to be really friendly. They're going to be really happy. That's what we want to be able to do. And that's what this presentation is about today. But this, at the moment, provides us with no particular help, because although we know that they are no's, we don't know why. So we can still overcommit ourselves, we can still dilute, we can still miss a good opportunity, we can still burn out. Another thing that's really important to understand about growing a business is merely duplicating the exact stuff you're doing now, but doubling it. What you need to do is ensure that your growth is not doing more bad projects, but doing more good projects. So Warren Buffett, who's incredibly famous and is one of the only people in the world to ever outperform the stock market, he's an investor. He says the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. How do we say no in the right way? We say no in the right way by having good values. And what values are a way for us to understand what our business does and how it does it in the best possible way. If we can define that, we can decide very quickly and very easily how we do things better. Values give you a good reason to focus on the right things.